Chat. What's up, y'all? All right, so this video is gonna be more of a workflow video. Time and time again, I'm gonna do these. Personally, when I was first starting out trying to learn Logic, these were the type of videos I wish I had more access to, just so like I could kind of gauge how to maneuver through the program. So hopefully, some of how I go about it helps you out with your process. Now, again, for those who aren't familiar, my sound is mainly on like the upbeat dance type style of music, but more on like an experimental end of things. So I like to take a bunch of different creative sounds and kind of like put them together to create what feels good to me. Um, so yeah, let's rock. All right, we're gonna rock with that. So again, my videos mainly cater to those who, may only have the program. You might not have like a MIDI keyboard, or you might not have like all the fancy equipment and whatnot. So kind of just showing you what Logic is capable of, even when you don't have all the tools. Shout out to Logic and their sound library. So we're gonna go ahead. Now, again, I always say there's no one right. Well, there is no one right way to do everything. I like to tell people, like do what works for you and your workflow. So me personally, I like to start off with the like flexing on my tracks. So if you don't know how to flex, it's Command F, and then I usually go rhythmic on a lot of my stuff starting out. But I mean, I guess the proper way would be to use for something like this, being that it's a horn section playing multiple notes at the same time. You want to go polyphonic if you want to keep the same pitch. So no matter what speed you at on your project, it's gonna keep the same pitch. Now, if you want your pitch to alternate with the BPM, again, you go ahead to the flex, you go down to speed, and then feel me. But yeah, so let's go poly, and then let's see the BPM. All right, we could work with that. So a lot of the inspiration to my music comes from my background, being of Caribbean descent, coming up, just being in the locker rooms, beating on the lockers, making beats, all the homies cutting up, feel me? So feel me, try to okay, we can work with that. So again, me, I like to personalize all my sounds. So I mean, it's cool to just take the stock sounds on here and kind of just So I mean that's cool, but again, I like to personalize my stuff. So maybe I might actually have this in a section later. So let's say I move it back here, but at first I'm gonna get the chopping. Let me actually hear the beat. Okay, that's cool. So this the clap. I like to hear the different sounds within the loop and then kind of just pick out what it is I like from it. So I'll make another track. Personally, I like to duplicate my tracks, so that's Command D if you don't know that shortcut. Alright, so now it's kind of just making the beat. Sometimes I hear it in my head, but eventually, like after a good amount of cookups, you kind of like learn where you kind of like your stuff at. So we might go. That might work. That might work. So let's go. So let's go. Dun. Right. And then we'll double up on that. I'd even add an extra clap at the end over here. And then we could loop this section. If you highlight everything and hit Command U, it'll highlight or cycle that region. So now I'm gonna highlight everything. I'm gonna hit Command R to repeat the section. So that's basically the shortcut to Command C and Command V, copying and pasting. I'm telling you, that shortcut gonna save you so much time. I'm telling you. If you need like a list of shortcuts, I have a link to my top 12 shortcuts that I use to float through all my projects. I'm telling you, it's gonna cut your production time down like crazy. I'm telling you, trust. So that's cool. I'm gonna break it down a little more. I might go dun. Let me see. So I think I'm gonna mute that. If you want to mute stuff, if you want to mute your clips, highlight the clip that you want to mute, and then hit Control M. Control M. So that's what I heard. So now if we add the horn section back. So I like to build out a little loop first. If I find something I like a little section I like that, I'll then like move that over. The way I just did that, wherever your playhead is, just hit the shortcut semicolon, and it's gonna move all the highlighted regions over there. So let's say I repeated the region back there, and I got the playhead back to the front. We got this section highlighted right here. I'm gonna hit the semicolon to move that over there. I'm telling you, go get that shortcut list. I'm telling you. Now, me personally, I usually start letting the beat drop on the 9. So here we might have a little build up. I might actually bring the claps in. I might bring the claps in up here. I might bring the claps a little earlier. And then I might fade this in as well. Fade, yeah, I guess we could fade it. I might filter it later, but. And if you ever want to turn off the metronome, you could just click up here or hit the letter K. All right, so that's kind of what we got. I guess I'll highlight this section again, and then we can repeat that. Be careful with what you highlight, because your stuff will be off. So just make sure you kind of just drag everything over, or maneuver as needed. Don't say Fwea-Go taught you the wrong way. So now I'm already hearing that my clap's kind of dry. So what I'll do, again, it is good habit to rename your track so you know what's what. So we'll name that class. We'll name this K. I do like to pan my stuff a little bit, depending on what it is. And then as you add in more layers, you'll fill it in. But I'm already knowing I want to add a reverb. I think I have my reverb template set on here already, yeah. But let's say you don't have like no template or nothing set up. Choose any bus. You want a reverb. I'm gonna call it reverb 2 because I already got a reverb on there. Where it says audio effects right here, go down to the effect that you're looking for. Choose any reverb plugin. I'm gonna just choose the Space Designer. And then turn up the send on that reverb. So now, oh snap. My bad, I had everything solo. Be careful with what you got solo as well. It might be more beneficial for you to mute your tracks versus solo and everything. Because when I was first starting out, I used to solo every track to kind of hear the group that I wanted to hear. But personally, from just my own experience, I do feel like it is more beneficial to use the mute over solo and everything. So over here, so that is a lot of reverb. We could turn the length down. We could turn. Now it is. They say it's good practice to have the wet all the way up or whatever. I personally, look, everything is up to personal taste. What you like, what feels and sounds good to you, go with that. So I can still hear the effect. And again, when it comes to these effects, you more just want to feel it more than like actually hearing it, if that does make sense. So we'll turn down the send. So that sounds healthier. But again, you want to hear everything in context. So let's hear how it sounds with everything. Oh, it's not, my bad. Let me mute this track. This is the track I had muted. I don't need that right now. So we done faded it in. And then you can see this with your automation. So the letter A. So yeah, we got a little groove going right now. Let me see if I like anything from this drum again. I do like this little part right here. Let me drop that down. Oh snap. What is happening? Drop that down. Let's see. Oops, forgot to mute that. So I'm just trying to hear where I want these at. Let's say I add one right here. Let's say we just do a little 4 on the floor with these. Personally, I don't do the 4 on the floor with my drums. I mainly work in triplets, but that'd be me. So we can hear that this sound is here. So now when it comes to these, I like to go about it 2 ways. And again, this is for like my workflow. This is how like I go about creating the songs that I create for the genre of music that I make. This might not work for what you got going on, but definitely take what works for you. So you go about it 2 ways. Well, not just 2, but multiple ways. So one idea I have in my head is to go left and right, pan left and right. Another idea I have right now is to use a delay so they don't. Hold on. So all the hits don't hit at like the same exact. Well, the perceived hit is not gonna hit at the same loudness. So right now I'm just muting the sections that I don't really want activated at the moment. And then I already got a send for my delay, so I'm gonna go to. So I got different presets for different stuff. So right now I'm thinking maybe a quarter delay. Let me see. Oh, now I'm sure I ain't even turn the send up. So yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. So you might not hear it as everything is playing, but it's in there. And you know, if you want to, one thing about it, I'm going to highly recommend creating space. So definitely don't be scared to use your pan knobs. So I might even do this. I might take these over here, drop this section down, and then pan to the other side. And I duplicated the track, so we still got the same exact setting that was on this track. So now let's go. I'm gonna repeat that section, and then move this over. I'm gonna create some variation. What are we going to edit? I might take out the claps for this section. Do the same back here. And personally, as I'm creating, I'm like, oh snap. So good habit to hit Command S and save your work. I'm gonna say this after the fact. I might not even say this. I'm not gonna lie. This is more just for example purposes. But hey, if y'all liking it, let me know some. But yeah, as I'm cooking this up, mentally I'm kind of just structuring the song right now. I'm trying to see how I want the song to be structured. I might even so yeah, you can hear it's building out. If you got the whole section that you like, let's say, I ain't gonna lie, I do kind of like that section, so I'm gonna actually double up on those. And again, mentally, I'm already like processing that I will be adding other elements under as well. But again, this is for example purposes. And then let's say we got all that we like. We just go ahead, duplicate the track, and we done for what this is at the moment. Might even, well, I don't even need to figure it out. Might not even need that. Go ahead, add a little mastering on that. Go to the app presets. And then when you're ready, you could grab everything, bounce it in place with Control B. I should have renamed it Bounce. I'll rename it Bounce over here. So now you got the bounce track. So this is the track with all the elements we done added. So this is basically like your MP3 file. When you're ready to export, hit Command B. You choose you choose whatever layouts you want. You could go wave, MP3. You could bounce all these at the same time. If you want to burn to a damn CD, okay. Well, we ain't got no CD drives, but I'm over here going crazy. But yeah, you choose whatever formats you looking for, and that's that for you. But yeah, that's pretty much the video. I just kind of just wanted to show y'all like a quick workflow. Like I said, these the type of videos I wish I was able to have more access to when I was first starting out. So like I said, hopefully this does help out. This is not like the most formal video. As you can see, I still have like unclassified audio files. But yeah, I mean, appreciate y'all tapping in. If y'all like these videos, let me know. I'm more than happy to do more of these.